So thank you folks for joining us today, and sorry for the slight technical issues that we had in the beginning. So many of you might have seen myself and Victoria during our programs and other webinars. So my name is Ellen Mishra. I'm one of the principal trainers at Adaptive US. So is Victoria as well. So today's topic is very interesting because both CCBA and CBAP.
We are not able to see you live. The event is not yet started.
Why it has not started?
No, it is still showing there as event is be live.
No, others are able to see.
No, we are not able to. Even Sunal is also saying the same thing.
Oh, but Mayuras is saying loud and clear.
Everybody is able to hear you.
Yeah, there's so many people, no? Sheila.
Ask Victor. No, Victoria.
Victoria is anyway the host, so she will be able to hear and see.
I'm seeing both of them. Sunal. And Ellen is saying there are a lot of people who are able to hear them. Only we are still seeing Ellen live.
Okay, maybe there's some minor bit of technical issue. Mayuras is saying he's able to hear well. So looks like some people are having some difficulty yet. I hope by the time we come to the real presentation, they all will be there. So just to give you a little bit of idea, Victoria, if you, or maybe I'll share my screen for a minute. 1 second. I will add a source. Or I'll share my screen. So that's easier for me. And I'm going to go to the presentation for today. Okay. So a bit of a change in the cover page. Don't worry so much. The content is primarily with Victoria. So again, congratulations on joining us today. And let me tell you with 100% assurance that students who do go through IIBA certification trainings and complete them as well see significant benefit in their career. We have seen hundreds and thousands of students doing it, and it's nothing new for us. So rest assured, when you do undertake the training and certification journey, it's going to add a lot of value to your own business analysis career. And then if I just take a quick look, today's webinar is primarily on scenario-based questions. And many of you may be already aware that if you are planning for CCBA, this type of questions are entire question set. So all your 100% questions in CCBA will be from this category of questions. For CBAP as well, about 70% of your questions will be from this category. So this category will practically determine if you complete CCBA and CBAP successfully or not. So we will also learn how to handle these questions through more of an interactive mode, which Victoria will take us through in a little while. And towards the end, I will share with you what kind of resources we provide for anybody who is looking at IIBA certifications. And of course, we'll be open to few questions and answers at the end as well. Just to give you an goodie for the webinar, those of you who joined today and stay till the end of the webinar, you're going to get additional $40 worth of additional access. It's at least $40, it could be $50 as well, depending on the certification that you're going for. And the coupon will be displayed at the end of the webinar. So just to let you know what are scenario-based questions. So these are questions which are describing a simple situation. And in that situation, either you are asked to make some decisions, or you are asked to identify responsible roles, you are asked to identify suitable technique. So that's what we call it as scenario-based questions. So over to you, Victoria, now, and you can take up from here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So first of all, hi, everybody. It's so nice being again with you, with some of you already many, many times. And as Ellen stated, this session will be quite interactive. So if you want to engage in a more interactive way, here you can see a code. It's a QR code if you wish to join the quiz, because we will do quizzes. There will be a leaders board, and there will be a surprise at the end. Another one, so a second surprise at the end. So we will have a discount code at the end for everybody. And for those who will be the most active in the quiz, the most active in the leaders board, they will receive additional surprise. Okay, so here you see the code. Since I cannot see the chat, I don't know if you are writing or not. Actually, now that I refreshed, I can see. Okay, so guys, if you are able to join, give a thumbs up. Okay, give the thumbs up in the Menti app, so I will see if you are here or not, and we will continue from here. First of all, before everybody joins, and I can see you joining, I have a few warm-up questions. Yeah, I have a few warm-up questions. And Ellen, if you are still here, I would like to provoke you and everybody else. Okay, you and everybody else. And this is more like icebreaker, a warm-up, for just to give opportunity for everybody to log into the Menti. So we know that scenario-based questions have a situation, yeah, and we need to choose the best suitable answer. Yeah, and there might be multiple good ones. Yeah, and we need one the best. So my question and challenge is more a fictional one, but maybe in the future it will be a realistic one. So Alan, what do you think?
One question. How do I access the Mentimeter link? Is it through a phone or?
Yes, so I will copy it and I will give it. So I copied and I will give it in the chat as well. But since my chat is not very, it doesn't refresh very well. Actually, I have now an error. So I will try it one more time. You have a QR code here as well, which you can scan, or, so now I'm successful. I just posted in the chat the link if you want to use direct. But also, those of you who are using mobile devices, you can use the QR code, or those of you who will join us later. Anyway, you will not hear this message, but anyway, maybe you will be having a pause and then you will be back. Then here is the link, menti.com, and this is the code, and this code will be throughout all of the slides. Okay, so the same code is everywhere. So if you are in, give a nice thumbs up. Yeah, so I see a few of you. Okay, 6 people. So let's see more and more. So let's have this discussion, a fictional situation, which, to be honest, I'm expecting to be in the future in the exam while people are joining. Okay, so Ellen, what if you will hear the following scenario in the exam? You are a BA in a multinational company, and your company is allowing the use of artificial intelligence, and you decide to ask ChatGPT about some ideas for user stories, let's say. Okay, so that's the context. And this is how a scenario-based question is structured. Yeah, there's the context, situation, and then a question. And now options are, and everybody focus, options are, one, the question is, what technique are you applying? Yeah. And since we don't have a technique called AI, asking AI, we need to map to an existing one. So Ellen, you have to choose from brainstorming, interview, document analysis, and workshop. So we're talking to a chat, and everybody just write in the chat, what do you think? We're talking to a AI bot, yeah, and asking questions and asking ideas. So what technique are we applying? Brainstorming technique, or interview technique, or document analysis technique? Yeah, or as I said, workshop. So which one? Let's see what.
Let others answer, because it may not be appropriate for me to give an answer. Let others answer, and let's see what answers we get. And
there are multiple ones that are suitable, but we will go for the best one. So this is just a good opportunity for people to join the Menti.
Yeah, actually, I am on Menti, Victoria, so I
Mm-hmm.
see a thumbs up, but I don't see the question.
I see 10. No. So this is a warm-up, Ellen. This is a warm-up for me as
Ah,
icebreaker.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it is
okay.
an icebreaker. That's not a real question. IIBA will never ask about the ChatGPT question.
Ah, okay,
I'm just
okay.
using this time for people,
Hmm,
give them opportunity to log in and
hmm.
to introduce the structure of a scenario-based question. Yeah.
Okay,
And also to have a very constructive discussion, a debate. Yeah.
true, true, true.
Okay. So what do you think, guys? It can be brainstorming because we are asking ideas, but then it can be interview because we are asking questions, receiving answers, and we can ask open-ended questions and closed-ended questions. It can be a document analysis because we are asking a database actually full of knowledge, and they're giving us in a documented format a resume kind of style. Yeah. And of course, workshop, I don't think it's the most applicable. Yeah. So that was more like that can be ignored. So we actually have three options. Is it brainstorming? Is it interview? Or is it document analysis? What do you think, guys? Hmm? I don't know. I don't see the chat very well. So I
Yeah,
see.
I
Okay,
think
interview,
Victoria,
brainstorm.
I can read out.
Mm-hmm.
See, few people have said it as brainstorming.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be one thought. Few people have also said interview, and
Mm-hmm.
few people have said document analysis. So we have numbers coming in from almost all four options.
I think nobody said workshop.
Yeah, nobody has said workshop. Correct.
Yeah, because workshop is a collaborative tool, and actually to collaborate. Yeah. So, what do you think, Alan? Since like
I,
brainstorming
I,
is
yeah, I would go with more of document analysis because usually brainstorming is done in your brain. So you think, you storm your brain, and or you storm others' brains. So which is what we are not doing. I mean, we are largely looking at a document repository or information repository, and we're leveraging that repository to assess information. So I would go with document analysis.
this is my choice as well.
Yeah.
This is my choice as well because it's almost like using Google without using Google. Yeah.
True,
Because
true.
the same information we can obtain by just researching lots of material, which will be time
True.
consuming. Uh, and here we have this opportunity to see it everything in one place. It doesn't mean that we don't need to fact check, hallucination check, and other things. So even if we request for ideas, it doesn't mean it's already a brainstorming. Yeah. To
True.
make a storm, we need multiple brains and create the
True.
storm.
True.
Yeah,
True.
not just one. Yes. So that can be a potential thought process when reading a question. It looks like there are multiple good answers, but there will be one the best that is actually designed for that. For instance, if there will be just brainstorming out of three, just brainstorming, and another will be prototyping, another will be interface analysis, and another will be use case modeling, definitely brainstorming will be the best because we're kind of working with ideas.
Yeah.
If then the next best answer will be interview. So let's assume there is no document analysis, but there is an interview. So interview is much better than brainstorming because it's kind of like question, answer, and you can have open-ended questions and closed-ended questions as well. And that's the idea of an interview because interview can be written or in person, and that's a written interview.
Yeah.
And then if we have document analysis, that's the most accurate actually, because
Yeah.
we are reading documents, we're reading text, we're reading something
Yeah.
that is produced to
True.
us. Yeah.
Yeah. Victoria, I think just one point, maybe for the benefit of the participants, uh, we actually use a technique called elimination. So
Yeah.
start eliminating the weakest options. What you think is the weakest option, take it out. Then whatever options are left, you kind of focus on those options. Like here, workshop is clearly the weakest option, so you can take it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now that we are done with this, let's continue. And additional thank you for those who are in Menti. So thank you for additional effort. And let's go and see what's happening with these certifications and why somebody will sit for this. So this is just a screenshot. We will not stay too much on it, and you can receive the slides afterwards. But what I wanted to highlight is that there are many reasons of failing an exam, okay? And we're talking about how to succeed. And one of many can be lack of motivation. Yeah, like when your boss says you need to get certified, but you are not interested. And you need to find that motivation. And why not a motivation that's linked to salary or other benefits? Yeah. And this particular screenshot is from the yearly report that is produced by ABA, published by ABA. This data is from last year. Currently, there is a process of obtaining information, gathering information through a survey for this year. Yeah. So this is just saying how quickly you can experience benefits immediately or in like up to half a year, 6 to 12 months, and so on. And here you will see exactly what are the benefits. Yeah, so salary increase for female and male, for certified professionals versus not certified professionals. So if you want more information about these statistics, as well as the average salary, which I think many people are interested, like what's an average salary per region or globally, then you can find this information in that particular report. Okay, so now let's go directly to the topic of reasons why people don't show up. Why people don't show up. Okay, so I'm not sure how many are still on Menti because I've seen a message that some have trouble entering it. So I'm not sure if it's still working. I need feedback, guys. So give me feedback. Actually, I see 28 people. Oh, it's working. Hallelujah. That's cool. Because technology sometimes wants to work and sometimes it's lives on vacation. So what you have to do now, yeah, is go to Menti, which can be on your phone or in the browser on another tab, and rank. What do you think is the number one? And so far, one person had selected that the number one is lack of motivation. Now, second is lack of time, lack of support, lack of study resources, lack of money. But that's just two people. So let's wait for more people to answer. And let's see what is the vibe. What is the vibe? So we already started with motivation. So that kind of was covered. Ellen, what do you think about like lack of time? Can we solve the lack of time?
Yeah, time is a factor of priority. So if you do not put your career as a priority, you will not find time. And I've seen enough number of students who do multiple jobs. It's not that they're doing one job and still they complete the course and they get ahead. So you have to find some time and leverage resources intelligently as well. Like use audiobooks to your benefit. So even if you're exercising, you're traveling, leverage all mechanisms to learn. So don't think that learning is only possible when you are in front of a computer. It's not true. Even when you are exercising, traveling, you can learn.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're stuck in traffic.
Yeah,
That's like the
in
time
many
you will
places. Yeah,
listen to
many
a book.
places traffic is truly horrendous.
Yeah. And what I would say that I kind of agree with 28 people already saying that lack of motivation, because if you are not motivated, then you will find excuses. And the biggest excuse is I don't have time.
True.
Yeah. But then it's about choices. It's about priorities. Yeah. And of course, lack of support, lack of money, why not? But nowadays, there's so many YouTube videos, there's so many resources that are free or almost free. So lack of resources can be kind of solved, and study materials as well. Okay, so thank you very much. That was very interesting to see the statistics. And now it's more like open-ended questions. A question, and what do you think is the reason of failing? So first was about not showing up, yeah, and second one is about failing. While I will be discussing with Alan his opinion, my opinion, I give you the opportunity to write, yeah. So, Ellen, from your experience, when people fail and come back, what do they say? What do they say? Hmm?
Yeah, usually one of the challenges that we faced is not having access to sample questions, enough sample questions. Sometimes the type of questions they have prepared, and some providers create very simple questions because it's easy to create simple questions. But when they actually go to the exam, they find far more complex questions. So, and then some people are also trying to remember BABoK. That's also some people kind of advocate, try to by heart BABoK, which is a huge document. So I think it's extremely counterproductive trying to remember BABoK. So
That's
these
losing
are
time.
the main things that we see. Yeah.
So exactly like what we see here submitted, like look, lack of proper preparation. So lots of about preparation, but expectation management is also part of the preparation. You need to know what to expect, and you need to be ready for the right format of the exam. And the exam is not theoretical, so learning something by heart doesn't really help. It's more like demotivating. Yeah, I don't know like you guys, but I hate memorization. I'm so like bad on memorization. I would rather learn a new language than learning by heart book or any other book.
True,
So
true.
so yes, not knowing the right level of questions. Somebody said here, lack of mock-up question. Exactly. Yeah. Not enough coaching. So really, really, really good reasons. All of them are really like to the point. So now I will give you a list of the submissions that you have done. So you can vote on them if you wish. But on the next slide, I will give you the kind of like a summary with all bullet points regarding the reasons of failing. And if you recognize that some of them may be a threat for you, then you can do something to avoid the risk. Yeah, because all about risk management. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, so this is the list. Some of them are voted, but that's not as important. The vote was just like more like a engagement step. So let's go through the summary. So first of all, we had a lady, now we had the gentleman. Both do not look very happy. So it looks like he just failed, but he will try once again. He will try once again. So one reason is underestimating the difficulty. We had this, somebody wrote it in the earlier slide. Yeah, so underestimating, thinking it's just theory, but actually it's not just theory. So that definitely is one of the main causes, as well as not understanding the format, like what we are discussing now. What is scenario based? Because if you are not trained enough on thinking critically, and you are just like memorization, you will be so confused during the exam. You will not know how to make decisions fast. Yeah, this is a muscle. Decision making process, like the brain is a muscle we need to train. Is really, really important because you are learned to read fast, think fast, answer fast. Because another reason mentioned earlier was time management. Yeah, like bad, really good time management. You can have slow in your decision making process. That doesn't really help. Yeah. Almost everybody mentioned the preparation, lack of preparation. So that was already covered. Time management, I just mentioned. You need to have a strategy. You need to control the time. You need to have, let's say, a plan. Like, okay, how much time do I want to spend? How much time, Ellen? How much time do you recommend for people to spend maximum, yeah, on a question for, let's say, CCBA level?
About a minute.
Mm-hmm.
About a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the minute will be the max, because if you ideally you go less than a minute, so you can come back and have like a additional round maybe. Yeah, so a minute is kind of like no more than that. And if possible less.
Victoria, I think some people are feeling that the mentee is going too fast. So maybe you can slow down a bit. That's what they're requesting in the chat.
The idea is that we will come back to all of this when we will do the questions.
Yeah.
So what I want is to get quicker to questions so we can experience not the theory, but the real. Okay. So this is why I'm covering the things that we already discussed kind of quicker, so we can stop for those things that we haven't discussed.
Sure.
Okay. Really great feedback, actually. So I will stop when we will get to traps. Okay, I promise we will talk about traps. But these reasons are things that you already guys mentioned. So just valuable very much. And of course, the strategy we mentioned. Again, the strategy. So in this session, we will focus on strategy to success. And this is where I want to stop and pause and discuss. Okay. So the next slide will be about strategy of success. And of course, having overconfidence, like you think it's easy, you think you've done another one, similar one, it can be just deceiving. Yeah, it can be just deceiving. So that's a bad habit to have. And we discussed practice. So again, I don't want to talk about the importance of practice because it's self-explaining. And the last is test anxiety. If you practice more and more and more, you know to expect, then you'll have less of a test anxiety. Okay. And now let's talk about successful strategies. Okay. I don't want to stop on the how to fail. I want to discuss on how to have a good strategy. So let's pause here and discuss every step by step. So first is kind of the opposite of the problem. Yeah, understand the format and time management. So here I want to talk about the format is, as Ellen mentioned, you have a paragraph. Okay, you have a paragraph that can be like 3-4 sentences. These sentences can be small, short, or long sentences. Yeah, but it's one paragraph. This is scenario-based question. For CBA, that will be 100% of questions will be this kind of questions. Okay. For CBAP, around 70% will be this kind of questions. And the rest will be longer questions, meaning instead of being one paragraph with 3 to 4 sentences, you will have maybe 3 to 4 paragraphs. Okay, so that's the first thing. You need to understand the format. Also, you will have 4 options. One single option is correct, no penalty. Okay, so that's, again, this is how to understand the format. And from time management perspective, there will be questions that are harder and there will be questions that are more simple. Usually those which are more simple will be rather in the beginning of this, or the most complex one will be rather at the beginning of the 3-hour exam. Speaking about format, yeah, coming back to the format, it's a 3-hour exam for CCBA and a 3.5 hours exam for CBAP. It's a long format, and you have 120 questions versus 130 questions in both cases. Yeah, so for CCBA, you have 3 hours, you have 3.5 hours with 120 questions. So there's lots of questions. Lots of questions. So you need to have a strategy on how to deal with questions. For instance, in the very beginning, you will see like hard questions. And knowing that, you may decide to skip some of them at the beginning, just because maybe you are like too stressed to deal with them, or it's like too much in the very beginning. You want to warm up easily. So the strategy can be mark for follow-up and then go. Yeah, you will have time to be back if you are not spending time on meditating and ruminating and overthinking. Okay, so that will be a bad strategy, overthinking. Yeah, so time management is to allow yourself 1 minute max per question, if possible quicker. So the quicker you are, you have time to you will have a buffer, and that buffer that is collected will remain at the end. You will come back to you will be able to come back and review the questions. Okay, especially those that were marked for follow-up. So this is the part with exam format. It's long format. It has many questions. I mentioned the numbers. You can cross-check them at IIBA website, and you will have no penalty. No penalty. So that was the first. Second one is since scenarios have context. Yeah, there's a situation. You need to search for clues. Yeah, what are the details? For instance, the same scenario in a waterfall setup or the same scenario in an agile setup will have a different recommendation as the best technique or the best approach. Yeah, so you need to be careful when reading to recognize these particular clues. Okay, so this is why it is important to read carefully the context and make decisions, and you need to practice this. It's a skill that needs to be practiced. Of course, you need to read all of the answers because you may be tempted to see the first one being suitable, not necessarily the best, but suitable, and then say, oh, that's it. I know it. It's suitable, it's proper. And then just selecting that as a good answer and go next. But what if another answer would be much better? This is why I wanted to invest a bit time in the beginning and discussing the example of ChatGPT, when we had 3 suitable answers, but one was the best, and it was the last one. Yeah, it was the last one out of 3. So the same can be here. Be careful reading all of the answers. And as Ellen mentioned, use the process of elimination. So if you do not know which one answer is the best, you may recognize one that is the worst. Take it out. Yeah, and then think critically, like, what is that information in the scenario that makes the difference between the techniques that we have? Yeah, the techniques that we have. And I mentioned it, avoid overthinking. Overthinking is spending too much time without needing it. So if you know the answer, you know it, mark it, go next. If you don't know, mark it for follow-up, go next. So just try to finish to pass through all of the question from the beginning till the end. I would not say as soon as possible because we don't want to rush into this process, but at least you know that you finished them, you know that you have a buffer, and then you can come back. You can come back and review them. Okay, so that was overthinking. And again, review is a good practice. You don't know now, mark for follow-up, go. You will come back to it. You can come back to any question, especially because you have this feature of flag. So you can flag a question and then you can come back later to it. Okay, so these are the strategies. But now let's talk about traps. The traps, because there is like a lot. If you would be hired by IIBA or any other company to write exam questions, yeah, you will be thinking, how can I trap these guys? How can I catch them on the wrong foot? Yeah, so here are these traps. First, give you things that sound similar but are not the same. Yeah, kind of like confuse you with meaning of an acronym or something. Yeah, so here, for instance, we have so many acronyms. We have BBS, SIPOC, SMART, SWOT, and others. All of them have S. Yeah, all of them have S. But if you don't really know the meaning of each, you might not know, like, this S doesn't go there, this S doesn't go there. So it's just kind of like trying to confuse you with terminology. But if you know it, you are good to go. Parameter nature, what is that? It's like input versus output. Yeah, for instance, the question is, you are given a situation, you need to do a decision, and then the question is, what information do you need to make this decision? And then in between options, you have information that you need versus information that actually you produce. So both are kind of used in the decision-making process, but some are in and some are out. Some are depending on others. Yeah, and this is input versus output. We will have some examples if we have time. This is why I'm trying to get to the examples as soon as possible. So by showing you examples, you will see what I mean. Yeah, so again, to summarize, there can be a question like, you are doing this task, you need to make this decision, or you need to produce this result. What information do you need? either as in or either as out. And you need to make a decision to choose. Or an element you need to consider. Again, that's in. You're considering elements. Specific versus general. This is the example with ChatGPT example from the very beginning. Yeah. So document analysis is designed for reading documents. Yeah. While the rest, like workshop is so universally applicable that you can do anything. You can have planning workshop, prioritization workshop, you can do estimation workshop, you can do anything in a workshop. So you can see that workshop is applicable everywhere, but it's not designed for everything. Yeah, it's pretty general. Well, other techniques are designed specifically for something. And in the question that I selected for today, I have so many examples of this generic versus specific. Okay, so I hope we will get the questions. And the most logically confusing situation is when you are requested to search for something that should not happen. Or something that is wrong, or something that is the most, instead of saying the best, the least suitable. Why it's confusing? Because our brain, imagine you having question 1, 2, 3, 100 of questions, and you're requested to think straight. So the true statement is the correct answer, or the suitable statement is the correct answer. So you're thinking straight, yeah? And then suddenly it's opposite. But your brain is used to think straight. So your brain will see the first suitable answer and will think like, that's it. But actually the question is like, which one is not? So here, recommendation is be extra careful. And if normally you would think about a correct statement is a correct answer, so it's one-on-one, always one. So you're searching for a one best technique, one correct statement. So it's one. In this case, you're searching for 3 good answers. And then the 4th one will be the bad one. But actually, you're searching for the bad one. Does it make sense what I'm saying, guys?
True. And
So
generally, we tend to miss these words also. Not is not usually written in literature. So
yes, in generally, our brain does not process negation. Yeah, like we are not, if you're training a dog, you say to a dog what to do and what not to do. Yeah, like what to do. And we are also, we are animals at the core. So we are artificially trained as society to think in negation. But this is not something natural for us. So this is why be extra careful during the exam. If you see a not, or a list, or something that goes to in negation, be careful. Say to your brain, I want 3 good answers, like 3 suitable things, and the 4th one will be the one that I will select as response. Okay, so make this as a trigger. Not or negation. Okay, I need 3. I need 3 correct ones, and the 4th one will be negation. So if you are afraid of making a mistake, mark for follow-up. When you see this kind of like weirdly formulated reverse logic, mark for follow-up. You will come back and you will have more time to think. Yeah, usually we are rushed to make decisions fast when we see like we don't have time. So this is why leaving at the end, when you know you reserve some time, will give you a bit of relief, and you will make less mistakes. Okay, when we are stressed, we're not thinking very clearly. Yeah, so that's a problem. And of course, long lists. Alan, what do you think about long lists?
yeah, it's a very simple trap. So usually, suppose we put 5 or 6 role names, and BABoK has 10 roles mentioned, but there could be roles beyond what BABoK mentions as well. So usually, it's a good practice not to trust a list, because the list is usually incomplete, and there could be stakeholders beyond that list which is mentioned in the question. But that's a very easy trap to fall into.
Mm-hmm. Some students think longer the better. It
Yeah,
doesn't
true,
mean.
true.
Be very, very careful. And again, when I see long lists, I go with elimination. I see a long list, and if I see one stakeholder or one item in the list that it doesn't supposed to be there, I will say, oh, elimination, next one. Then again, okay, that's not supposed to be here. And next, and so on. Or if I have 2 to choose from, Yeah, then I'm kind of like, okay, this one, in this option, I have this stakeholder kind of unique, yeah, to this option. In this here, I have this stakeholder unique, and I'm starting to think which one is more suitable to be here. And guys, avoid making assumptions. Yeah, that's the biggest trap, which is for all of this. If you are making assumptions, then it's your own risk. Yeah, in the exam, you should use only the information that is stated. That is stated. Long lists mean like comma, 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 comma. Like a question about who should be invited to a particular meeting and a list of stakeholders with many commas. Yeah. Or what output should we create as a result of a task and a list of many, many items. That means long lists. Okay. So be careful. You need just extra time, extra attention with these lists. Okay, so this slide is the one before the quiz. So this is just for you to get back to Menti if you want to try your best in the quizzes. We will have 45 minutes for each quiz. But this is just a reminder. This is a screenshot from Adaptive website that Adaptive is a great resource. So for those cases that you said lack of resources or lack of mock-up questions or lack of support, yeah, on Adaptive you receive more than you need. Yeah, like you receive abundance of support, abundance of material. So it's for all the tastes, all the needs. Yeah. And Elaine, you mentioned in one of the previous webinars that there will be also a feature for people with disabilities, like dyslexic people, hearing
Yeah.
disabilities. Yeah. So even this feature, yeah, even this feature will be soon available. Yeah. Good. Okay. I hope you are ready. So now is the moment. So everybody who joins now will be in the quiz, and then after each quiz, we will see a leaders board. Yeah. So we will discuss the quiz if needed, but the idea is to kind of engage you and to be active. And then, as I said, the last question, the last leaderboard, those who will be on top will receive and I will tell you right now, a gift from me. It's personal. This month, actually, last week was my birthday. So as a gift, as my birthday gift to those who will be on leaderboard, I will give free coaching session for a topic regarding business analysis. It can be a career topic, an issue on a project, or maybe certification. Okay, so this is me sharing to the community, giving gifts on my birthday, but only to those who will be on the page with leaderboard. Okay, so 18 people ready. You will have option to join while in the quiz as well. So let's start with the first question. So these are people. Oh my God, I don't have so many slots for free coaching, guys. So this is why I will be only for the leaderboard. Okay, 30 people, 33 people ready. So you will have first, you will see a question with no options. And then it will say, look at your app or something which you're using, and there will be options, and you will have 45 seconds. Okay, 45 seconds to answer. So let's go. Start quiz. Get ready. Okay. So we will not read it together. So you have 45 seconds. I hope you can read. It's quite big on my screen and on my device. So
I see it very well on my computer screen, but I'm not attempting.
You can attempt randomly, like without reading it, just to see if you will get it or not.
Okay, let me see.
Okay. Ta-da! Last 10 seconds. Okay. And we have process modeling. And there is also process analysis and problem analysis. Ellen, why? So these two, I think we're competing. Like this is the top two. Why do you think it's modeling and analysis? Like what would be the reasoning to explain? Yeah, we need to explain all the answers.
Yeah, usually modeling is related to diagramming. That's a very broad correlation that you can build. and analysis is typically numbers. So anytime you hear the word analysis, in your mind you can think there is some number calculations I have to do. So since here we are trying to map the process, we are more or less looking at modeling as the key thing.
But also analysis, as a result of analysis, you need to have a report, an assessment, and something. You need to evaluate the process. But here it was saying that John is just developing a process, not evaluating, it's just developing. So this is very good example that you can model and analyze, why not? But the question was not about his modeling and searching for opportunities for improvement. He was just modeling. Okay, and this is why this is the most suitable. Okay, problem analysis, it's not suitable because he was not analyzing a problem. There was no hint that he may have any problem to analyze. Okay, so guys, I hope this example is helpful to see that of course we can combine them. Yeah, like of course when you're analyzing you might model as well, but we need to be like distinction. When I'm drawing, I'm modeling. When I'm thinking, I'm evaluating, I'm assessing, I'm analyzing. And of course, I can combine them, but I need to be aware that these are two distinct techniques. Okay, good one. Let's go for the next. And let's see Leah's board. And by the way, here we have points for being quicker, because without this, we would have everybody maybe the same level of points. Yeah, so if you're quicker, you have more points. This is just extra stimulation.
Yeah, Lavanya is the first one at this round.
Yes, yes. So let's go. Let's go next. We have a few more. Again, ready, set, go. So it says, if you answer faster, you get more. This is easy, but let's see. Let's see.
Victoria, I have a scheduled call with a partner in few minutes, so I may drop off, but please continue.
Yeah, okay. I have 10 questions, so we can stay until the 10 questions, and I have the discount code at the end as well. Okay. Okay, 3 seconds. Okay, look, so we have a winner, which is, I'm happy to see that majority got it right. Yeah, that will be totally weird to see the opposite. But the next one was parametric estimation. So what is parametric estimation? Is when you, for instance, I will give an example. You need to estimate, you need to deliver like 25 reports. And you need to estimate, and you don't need you don't have information about each and every report, so you cannot see them, you cannot estimate exactly, but you know that you have like 3 very complex, 10 middle complexity, and then the rest are easy. And now you can estimate, okay, what does it mean really complex for us as company, or as difficulty for us, for our team? What is middle? What is simple? And then you just use the parameter, and that's it. So here in this situation, in the description, it was, I can break down, and then I sum up. Okay, so that is bottom up. You break. It's called functional decomposition technique. Okay, you decompose, and then you sum up. So if you would see here functional decomposition, that would also be suitable if you would not have bottom up. Yeah, because you do functional decomposition with bottom up. So they're kind of both very much suitable, but bottom up is designed for that. Okay, so this is the example, generic versus specific. Functional decomposition is generic. You can decompose anything and everything, yeah? But bottom-up estimation is designed to estimate. Okay, so I hope you like these examples, guys. Give reactions in the chat if you like this approach, if you like this hands-on approach. This is why I was hurrying up in the beginning, so I wanted to get to this part. Do we have another leader? Okay, we have a bit different leaders board now. Okay, let's continue. Ready. Okay, so let's see the quiz. And I'm not reading aloud because at the exam you will be alone, reading on your own. Okay. This is interesting one. Okay, last few seconds. Okie dokie. And again, the majority wins. So let's explain this. So the idea is when we are investigating anything, here it's about a process model, but this doesn't need to be necessary process model. It can be anything. First, we need to discover information and then to confirm. And when you use open-ended question, this is discovery, and all closed-ended questions are for confirmation. Yeah, so this is why this is the first answer. Structure and unstructured is the approach. It's not the question. Question cannot be structured or unstructured. The approach can be structured or unstructured. What is structured approach? When you follow a plan, you don't deviate from the plan. It's kind of like, that's my structure. And unstructured is when you are improvising. Yeah. So that's here, and end user and technical. I don't know this. I don't know what technique is that. It's not even a elicitation technique. Yeah, so this is not the good one. Okay. So again, I hope that was, for at least for some of you, eye-opening. And see. Oh, now we have more real names here than earlier. Earlier we had very funny names. Good. So we have, this is the leaderboard. So guys, I will stay a few more minutes if you wish, just to see maybe one or more two questions. So again. And okay, 22 people, 42. Start quiz. This is question 4. Okay. And we have Peter here. And I think I just answered this question for you earlier. Oh my gosh. So you just can be quick on this. That's a bonus one. Yeah, that's a gift. I just explained it. If some of you will not get this correct, that means I haven't explained it correctly last time. Okay. Oh, okay. So guys, as I explained earlier, we start with open-ended question and we continue with closed-ended questions. This is what exactly I mentioned earlier. And structured is an approach. It's not a necessary. So you don't do unstructured and structured. It's either one or another one in one meeting. But this is about one single meeting. In a meeting, I start conversation by asking open-ended questions, and then I introduce one by one closed-ended questions when I need confirmation. Okay, so this is the approach for one single meeting. This one, first unstructured, that structure, actually is not related to one meeting. It's kind of to multiple meetings. And to be honest, I would maybe not go with it depends, because sometimes you prefer to go with structured rather than unstructured. Other times you go with unstructured. So it's not like a recommendation. It depends on the context. While here, it's a recommendation to start with discovery and continue with confirmation. Okay, so it's good that we had this situation. So I explained one more time why we start with open-ended questions. We want to collect information. Give me more. So what is a open-ended question? When I can say, give me more, give me more. Yeah. And closed-ended question is like, I need a number, I need a date, I need a quantity, or something that is like full stop. I cannot say, give me more. That's it. That's the answer. Yeah. Okay, so I hope this was insightful, at least for those who haven't responded correctly. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Let's have one more. 42 people. Start quiz. So this is question number 5, and the first 5 questions were kind of like easy. So if you want to see more like a complex question, more confusing question, keep staying and see more challenging ones. Okay, looking forward to see what are your options. 38 people. Again, the majority wins. So we have interfaces between systems. It can be IT to IT system interface. It can be IT to human system interface. It can be human to human system interface. I mean, a department collaborating with another department, or a project with another project. So it's any kind of system to any kind of system, how they collaborate, what kind of exchange of information is happening. Okay. And the technique is called interface analysis because they have interfaces. It can be interface, hardware interface. It can be software interface. It can be user interface. When I say software, I mean like API or something, or it can be user interface. In any of these cases, it's interface. So interface analysis is a very generic technique. Remember, I was saying that there are like generic techniques and more specific techniques. This is a generic one. Okay. Why it's not traceability matrix? Because we are not tracing requirements. Traceability matrix is to trace a requirement to another requirement, or a requirement to a design element. Yeah, which is called allocation. We are not tracing requirements. We don't have requirements yet. We're just identifying requirements. Okay. So I hope, and why it's not state diagram, because in a state diagram, you just have one single entity and various states, which are for this particular entity. For instance, an invoice. Yeah, you would model a shop, an online shop, and there's like invoice. How many statuses an invoice can have? From the initiated draft version to prepared, to submitted, to reversed, or any like lots of states. So it doesn't really go to interface analysis because interface is like exchange of flows of information or expectations. And why it's not document analysis? Because it was not mentioned that Jennifer is reading something. It's not stated, because document analysis is like reading or watching videos or listening to videos, but something that is documented. We haven't had a hint to anything documented. So this is why it's not this one. Okay, good. So since we had a delay in starting this webinar, I think like it's, I need to stay exactly the time, at least the time that was delayed. So it's almost a tie here, almost a tie. Now let's go to a more challenging one. So if you are ready, let's go. Okay. Interesting, this one. And of course, guys, you can write in the chat, LinkedIn chat as well if you wish. Just you will not be on the leaders board. That's the difference. Oh, I told you, I trapped you. Actually, I wrote this. I wrote this question. I wanted to write a question that will be a trap. And congratulations, guys, you've been trapped. So congratulations to those who did not. So let's talk about the keyword here were opinions and perspectives. Okay, that was the keyword. And of course, workshop is good, but workshop is good for everything. It's almost like saying, just select workshop. But it's not designed for opinions and perspectives specifically. Let's go to brainstorming. The brainstorming comes with element of innovation. We come up with ideas, and I cannot brainstorm ideas about my own opinion. I have an opinion and I can share it with you if you ask me, or I can hold it for myself. I don't need a brainstorming of opinions. Okay, so this is why brainstorming is out. So if this is kind of like, okay, let's see if we find something better, this is totally out. Yeah, for brainstorming, you need to have either the word innovation or word creativity or word ideas in the context. I hope this is helpful for 10 people. At least for 10 people, I hope this comment was helpful. Why it's not organizational modeling? Because modeling means diagramming. Modeling means drawing. And here I'm drawing the orga chart. How does this help me? Maybe I can consult an orga chart and to know who are stakeholders I want to talk to. But I don't get opinions and perspective through modeling. Okay, so by elimination, this is the only one that's great. But why it's better than workshop? Why it's better than workshop? Because it's designed to get opinions, attitudes, perspectives that are unique and subjective to the participant. So you invite somebody to a workshop. It can be a group of people, of course. It's not can be, it should be a group of people. It's not one-on-one. Yeah, so you have a group of people. You show them something that they're focused on. This is why it's called focus group. Everybody's focused on one single item. And then you ask, what's your opinion? I want your perspective. Please be honest. And a focus group can be also recorded so that their feedback and opinion can be non-verbal as well as verbal. So this is really, really great example of a trap. Yeah, so I hope, if not until this moment, in this moment, you've learned what does it mean to go general versus specific versus totally not designed. So this is out, this is out, this is two good ones, this is much better because it's designed for opinions and perspective. This is designed for everything and anything. So if this would not be focus group, if this would be interface analysis, let's say, then this would be the next good one. So let's see the leaderboard for this one. And let me know in the chat if you want one more. I will be refreshing my chat just to see, because it doesn't, it looks like I need to refresh continuously. Let me know if you like this approach. When we see together, we discuss together. Yeah, so let me see in the chat if anything is happening. But this is why I wanted to get to this moment, because this is how you see the difference between when we say you can be trapped if you are not choosing the best technique, or you are using a technique that is too general. And this is the example. This is a real example. So let me refresh to see if we have any request. I don't see anything, but maybe it's just me not seeing the question. So let's do one more and that's it. Yeah, just in case somebody requested and I cannot see it. So that's the last one. Good. So let's see, 45 people, last chance to get to the leaders board. Start, and that's the question. And this is very similar. This is one I wrote, and I wrote it designed to trap you. So let's see if I'm successful in trapping you. Hi, Alan. Welcome back. In the previous question, I've been successful in trapping people. I wrote a few questions designed for this purpose. So let's see if this one I will succeed. Okay. And this is the last question. Yeah. And if there will be this approach is working for you guys, then we can repeat it in the future as well. Ooh, yay! You are correct, guys. You are correct. So I failed. I failed in tricking you. So that's great. I'm actually happy. I'm happy that the last question is the most successful one. So this is the leaders board. Yeah. So let's take everybody who see your name here, all of you. Yeah, since I'm very, very excited now. If you see your name here, write me in the chat in the LinkedIn, and we can set up a call, like half an hour call, and we can have a coaching session. So thank you very much. Alan, you can take over from here.
Okay. Do you have the slides towards the end, Victoria, maybe?
Yes, I just need to jump. I just need to jump quite a lot. Just a second. I will jump through a few slides.
Okay,
And that's it.
see.
Yeah, that's the slide.
Yeah, so I think you anyway have the slide. So folks, please mention the code in case you are buying the course sometime in next 1 week. You get an extra month of access. So usually we provide 6 months of access to most of our course content, but you get 7 months because you participated in the survey or in this webinar. And I'm very thankful to Victoria for trying a new approach. The tool seems to be very interesting, and I think we must use it as part of our regular training itself. So when we are conducting the sessions, the tool can be quite helpful, but maybe a little bit in 2024. So we need some time to implement the tool on our platform. And if it can read data from our existing data sources, that will be really great, because we don't have to really again manually enter the data. So that part I'll explore with them, with the tool vendor, to see if they can read data from our question bank already. So that's about it, folks. So I think we took a bit of a longer time.
One clarification, Ellen. Guys, those of you who have been on the leaders board, I will show anyway the results with everybody who cares to see the results. So I will see the names. Please write me privately, okay? Because I cannot follow all the chat in LinkedIn webinar. So just add me as in your network and just say, hi, Victoria, I'm that weird name in the leaderboard, and that's enough. Yeah. Okay. So thank you everybody for accepting the challenge.
Yeah, and I'm thankful that most of you stayed back in spite of the initial technical hiccups. And we wish all of you good luck in your exam, and do prepare well, get successful, and do take benefit of your skills, knowledge, and certification. And I hope we get to see you soon in one of our longer training sessions.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.